Good afternoon. I'm Kim with Gemini-Apothecary, and this is the first in a series of recipe videos where we use food as medicine. Today, we're going with a classic, chicken noodle soup. And by the way, I also live off-grid, so therefore a lot of these things don't have to be refrigerated for a very long time. As long as you keep them cool, they're great. Okay, first thing, obviously, chicken noodle soup. We've got canned chicken. Like I said, I live off-grid. Canned chicken's where it's at. Second thing is we have the noodles that go in chicken noodle soup. So we're going to only probably use about 1/3 to 1/2 of this bag. And we've got celery, cabbage, which as you can tell I've already used part of my cabbage, and carrots. Kind of small today, but I usually use about 3 large carrots, so I guess these are kind of going to go for that. And then for a tool, oh my gosh, the best tool in the world. This is my mandolin. It has bled me before, so I use it all the time. And then the other things that we have today is stinging nettle, parsley, cloves of garlic, and my own rosemary, which I'm going to grind. So, and when you grind it, it does get smaller, but the scent is amazing. So don't grind it until you're ready to use it, okay? All right, so, oh, and don't forget the salt. And I use kosher salt, nice flaky stuff. I love that stuff. So I think I've said it. Oh, and pepper. Did I say pepper? I think I said pepper. Anyway, here we go. Okay, so we're going to work with the mandolin. And this is amazing. Now I'm doing this left-handed, so I don't know how great it'll be, but hey, it's going to work out real well. Okay, see how small they get? That's actually the perfect size, and I'm going to finish those and put them in the pot. And then we will trim our carrots. And we'll do the same thing with carrots. Oh my goodness. We'll do that with the rest of our carrots. And then we're going to do the same thing with the cabbage. Yes, it shakes. Okay, so now, as you can see, everything is going to be lovely and thin and really tiny. If you can see how thin that is, that's my 1/4 inch blade. And it can make really good coleslaw or sauerkraut as well. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to saute with 1/2 of a stick of butter, which would be a 1/4 cup. So 1/4 cup of this would be 1/2 a stick. And then we have our carrots, we have our cabbage, we have our celery. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how I put my garlic into my soup, because garlic is a wonderful, wonderful spice, but it's also for health. And what I like to do, and I'm having, of course, a difficult time with this one, is peeling the garlic. But what I like to do is, because we get tummy troubles with garlic, we put essence of garlic in. So we're going to do this. We're going to do a little bit of this. And we're just scoring the garlic enough that, you see right there how it's scored? We're going to put that in the pot, and we're going to saute that as well. But the good thing is we'll get the essence of garlic, but we won't have anything that we have to chew. My husband finds chewing garlic repulsive, so therefore I've learned to do this. And we'll be right back. Okay, so the next step is to saute. As you can see, I have my piece of butter right down in the center there, and I'm waiting for it to melt a little bit. And I might turn it up a little bit higher to get it melted. But as you can see, all of our vegetables are in here. And what the whole point of this is to saute these. They have a wonderful flavor when we saute them. And what we can do right now is we can add some of our spices. We've got all these spices that we're going to add. And while we're waiting for that to melt just a little bit, we can continue to grind. And there's a little piece of cabbage in there. We can continue, can you see that? To grind our rosemary. Rosemary is an amazingly healthy herb. And I don't use much. I use just enough that it's not overpowering. I use a little bit, probably about half of a teaspoon of salt, a little more than a tablespoon of parsley, just a tidge more of a tablespoon of nettle, and then I have my pepper, but it's not as ground as I like. So I'm just going to take a couple of pinches and put it in my mortar and pestle, where I grind it a little more. If there's one thing I don't like, it's having a dinner where I hit a piece of pepper and it just blows my brains out. Don't like that. There we go. There we are. As you can hear, the butter has probably fully melted. And we're just going to toss everything. And then we're going to make sure it gets totally incorporated. It's lovely. Isn't that just the prettiest thing you've ever seen? Look at that. That's lovely, isn't it? And now that it's totally moist with the butter, we're going to turn it down just to half, maybe a little lower, and we're going to get a lid and let it cook for a bit. Alrighty then, as you can see, oh, that's lovely. Now we're only trying to wilt everything and get it to smell really good. Right about now, oh look at that, I got a piece of the rib of the cabbage. It's very hot. Wow! Okay, well, clean your oven when you're done. Your stove top. And we've got everything, and you can see there's a little bit of butter in the bottom. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my chicken. Now remember, I live off grid, so a can of chicken, this is 12.5 ounces right there. Can of chicken just goes right in. Don't even bother to worry about the draining it. That juice is wonderful. Now, once we get everything taken care of, we're going to start stirring this, and we'll break up all the chicken. Oh, it does smell delicious. Wish there was such a thing as smell-o-vision. This is wonderful. Okay, so we've had this sauteing for about 10 minutes, and as you can see, it's nice and broken down. Not everything is soft, but it's nice and broken down, and it's very squishy. And we're just going to let it cook for a little while longer while we put our noodles into boil. They don't need much. They just need to get not so firm. It's going to be about 8 minutes on those. Okay, now this is nice and sauteed. Next thing we add are the cooked noodles. And we're already on as low as we can go, but as you can hear, it's definitely looking beautiful now. Now all we have to do is add broth, and broth is already made. All we need to do is add water. So it's about 4 cups of water, and I don't think it's enough. So I'm going to add about another 3. Now all we have to do is turn up the heat, and dinner will be ready. Okay, dinner's ready. Have a great one.